Hey guys, and welcome to Week 3 of Totally Patriots. I'm Alex Barth, and I'll be taking over the hosting duties this week. On this show, we've got a player who had hoop dreams in high school. Hi everyone, welcome back to Back Talk Sports. I'm your host, Alex Barth, back from filming my episodes of Totally Patriots, and wow, that was fun. I'm joined in studio today by Max and Zach. TMZ reported this afternoon that former NFL star Junior Seau drove his SUV off a cliff earlier this morning, coming only hours after being released from police custody for domestic abuse. Seau has been released from the hospital with minor injuries. Officials stated that they did not believe he was under the influence of drugs or alcohol, but did take a blood test to be sure. Remember Brendan Merriweather's helmet-to-helmet hit on Todd Heap this past weekend? There's been a lot of discussion over that and other hard hits in the NFL and whether those players, including Merriweather, should be suspended. The verdict is in. They will not be suspended, but Merriweather will be fined $50,000. This comes after a full Sunday of questionable hits. The NFL stated that they will start suspending players for dangerous or flagrant hits. We haven't done too many Bruins stories so far this season, but here comes some good news from the Bees. Center Mark Savard, yeah, remember him? He suffered a brutal concussion in the last postseason. Well, he passed the exertion test and is back on the ice. Good news for the Bruins as they start their season. The Bees take the ice tonight against the Caps at 7:30 on Versus. Now I'm going to toss it over to Max, who has the highlights from Sunday's Pats game. It was a great game, Max. What do you got?
Yeah, it was a great game. I was there. We got some great highlights for you, so here we go. Let's start it up. Here's Deion Branch back on the field in his first game with the Patriots since 2005. A nice ovation from the fans. In the first quarter, Brady gives the ball to Tate at the 23-yard line on the double reverse, and he finally gets tackled almost at the goal, gets tackled at the 3-yard line, a great play. Then Brady hands the ball off to Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, who scores the touchdown to give the Patriots a 7-3 lead late in the first quarter. Now we go to the second quarter. Here is Joe Flacco, who throws the ball to Todd Heap, gets tackled by Merriweather, but no chance. He is in the end zone to give the Ravens a 10-7 lead. Here's Flacco later in the third quarter, gives the ball to Anquan Bolden, gives the Ravens a 10-point lead at 17-7. Then, in the start of the fourth quarter, here's Flacco giving it to the end zone to Derek Mason, but an incomplete pass, a great play by the Pats defense, and that was the theme of the day from there. Here comes Brady, still in the fourth quarter at the 5-yard line. It's a broken down play. Brady rolls out and finds Deion Branch in the back of the end zone for his first touchdown back as a Patriot. Takes a little bow to show all the fans that he is officially back. Then later in overtime, Brady is at the 29-yard line, throws to Branch for a first down at the 21-yard line, and sets the Patriots up for the winning field goal, and Branch is pumped. 2 minutes left in overtime. After the 2-minute warning, Stephen Gostkowski sets up for the 35-yard field goal to win the game. And here it comes, the snap, the kick, and that is the game, folks. The Patriots win in overtime, 23-20. From 10 down in the fourth quarter, they put up 13 straight points on the Ravens defense. Gostkowski, after kicking the winning field goal, which was called back, hits it again to win the game. Belichick is thrilled at the win that moves the Pats up to 4-1, beating the Ravens, who in the first game of the year beat the division rival Jets. So once again, the final score in overtime, the Patriots 23, the Ravens 20.
Thanks, Max. When we return, we'll be going over to the Back Talk set to discuss the MLB and talk about Merriweather's hit and fine when Back Talk Sports continues.
Well, I agree exactly with all you guys because, I mean, again, underdogs is sort of my thing. I just love it.
You got to assume the Phillies, they've been down before. They've made the World Series the past couple of years. You got to assume they'll have a shot to come back. But right now, the Giants with the 2-1 lead in the series. And most of the big pitching matchups out of the way. Kane and Lynch come out of the way for the Giants. And now also Jonathan Sanchez, who's a very capable starter, threw a no-hitter last year. And Halladay and Oswalt and Hamels out of the way for the Phillies. So that's it for the MLB. We're going to switch it over to NFL a little bit now, talk about some of the hard hits that happened. A lot of hard hits this weekend. Wide receivers colliding. The one that's most relevant to us is you have Brendan Merriweather hit on Todd Heap after Heap had missed the pass. Brendan Merriweather comes in, gives him a helmet-to-helmet hit. Todd Heap was unconscious for about 5 minutes. What do you think of these kind of hits? Is it a dirty hit? Is a player dirty if he makes one of these hits? Or is it just a dirty hit and a player becomes dirty after doing it a certain number of times?
Well, it is a completely dirty hit. I think that Brendan Merriweather should have been fined the $50,000 he was fined and also suspended a game for hits like that. It was unintentional. It was definitely intentional. He could have pulled up. He's made hits like that in the past. And he's just a very aggressive player, which the Patriots like, but he's got to be able to be smart while aggressive at the same time, which he doesn't seem to be able to do. Rodney Harrison was talking. He said that he, before the season, would put away $50,000 for fines because he knew he was going to be fined the year because he was a dirty player. And that doesn't affect these guys at all. They're mega millionaires. They don't care about the $50,000 fines. But if you suspend them and hurt their team, that's what matters. So I think the NFL took the wrong decision and should have suspended Brandon Merriweather for this hit.
And that's the other half that Ronnie Harrison said, where after saying he'd set aside the money, he'd fine him, it's no big deal. When he just wanted to win, that's why he made these hits. When you take him off his team, it takes away his ability to win. But then, so the Merriweather hit is not that much of a question. It's a dirty hit. But there's obviously got a place where you draw the line. If you look at the hit with Deshaun Jackson, Jackson had possession of the ball. That's just the cornerback trying to separate the man and the ball and the receiver. That's a legitimate play. Where can you draw the line? Because obviously knocked both players out, but it was a play that happens over the course of a game. Would you suspend somebody for that too? Because that's the kind of hit you encourage.
Well, I think that the NFL has to make a decision. They either have to say all of these hits that are helmet-to-helmet get suspended, or none of these hits that are helmet-to-helmet get suspended, because you really can't draw a fine line. You can't say, oh, this hit, it kind of looked like it was intentional, and this hit, it really wasn't, because then it just leaves a lot up to chance and whatever people see, and people can have different opinions, and everything just goes crazy because players appeal, and they say, oh, no, I wasn't trying to do this, it was unintentional, and everything goes crazy. So the NFL is going to have to figure out something to do. I don't think they can draw a line in the middle. It's going to have to go one way or the other, in my opinion.
And what you're saying before about the Merriweather suspension, Merriweather was benched for the rest of that game, so we'll wait and see if Belichick has any punishment for him. And I'm telling you, if I'm Brendan Merriweather, I'm much more scared of Bill Belichick than the NFL head office. What do you think about these hits?
Well, I mean, all they're trying to do is just get the ball. So when they're doing these helmet-to-helmet hits, it depends. Like if you really hate the guy and you just want to hurt him, I mean, that's where you think it'd be intentional. But if he's just trying to grab the ball and wants an interception or just to block the ball because he cares about his team and winning, then I really don't think why that he has to even get fined or suspended.
All right, and going on to the next topic, Zach, I understand you have some sports bloopers videos you want to share. So we're going to go over to Zach now with a little sports bloopers, kind of lighten the mood. Here we go.
Okay. Well, I went through a bunch of these sports bloopers and picked out some of the best I could find. This first video that I have is this guy got really hurt, and then he got hurt in another way. Let's check it out.
Oh.
Wow, that was just disgusting. Yeah. This next video that I have is a reporter just trying to his everyday work, and something mishappens to him. So look at it.
Love that video.
That has to have a bruise after that.
That's what the Nate Robinsons and the Spud Webbs of the world are for.
Yeah. Should pick somebody else. I mean, if Nate Robinson can jump over Dwight Howard, and this guy can't jump over just a normal-sized girl, I think he's got a little bit of a problem here and doesn't have enough ups to be playing.
Not making the NBA.
Not making the NBA anytime soon.
All right, so when we come back, Max and I will be discussing our last few weeks and check out some clips from my edition of Totally Patriot and Max's visit to Celtics Media Day. So we got some cool stuff coming up. Stay right here. Welcome back to Back Talk. I'm Alex, joined by Max and Zach. And just a couple weeks ago, Max went to the Celtics Media Day. Max, what was that like?
Well, it was one of the greatest experiences of my life, and we're going to share it with you, the fans. Here's a clip from Celtics Media Day where I talked to Shaquille O'Neal. Bring that to the team and help them get back to the finals?
I know I can. I think I'm 12th in rebounding in the history of the game, so I know how to rebound. So, like I've been saying, this whole time, whatever Doc needs me to do, whatever the team needs me to do, that's what I'm going to do. If I got to go in there and rough people up, that's what I got to do.
Well, that was a great experience for me. I got to talk to all of the Celtics. A question I asked Kendrick Perkins was mentioned in an ESPN article. Of course, they didn't give me any credit for it, and they just said a reporter asked him this question.
What was the question?
It was about if he expects to get his starting job back immediately when he gets healthy, or if he expects to have to fight for it back. and he said that he expects the job to be his, and some reporters wrote about that, but of course didn't give me any credit, just said a reporter. But I don't hold a grudge, it's perfectly fine, it was a great experience for me. So moving on to some Patriots, Alex, what was it like being on Totally Patriots, and what was the most memorable part?
It was a great experience, but I think my favorite part was just there's one tunnel for field access, and that's also what the Patriots walk through. And just walking out of that tunnel and seeing the field and stepping on the turf, it really just blew my mind thinking about like who else had played in that stadium, who else had been in that stadium, who else had walked on that turf, and the people there. It's real, like it's a real thing. They're very intense about it. They want to be just right, and it was just a great experience overall.
Well, Alex, I'd like to know, how did you end up being on Totally Patriots in the first place?
Last June there was a tryout, kids ages 16 to 21. Mm-hmm. I actually was the youngest one there, and out of the 88 people, they picked 8. Each person did 2 episodes for the 16 weeks of the season. Yeah, I ended up getting picked. You had to do a stand-up and then write your own lead-in. There were a couple Patriots players that were judges. Neither of them are actually on the team now, but actually one of them is on IR, George Bussey, offensive tackle. Hurt his hamstring. He's out for the season. But, yes, I had some Patriots players there as judges. I reviewed it, and, ended up getting picked.
Well, you were also at the game on Sunday, and you were working there instead of watching the game, which, of course, you were watching the game, but working as well.
Don't tell my boss.
Yeah, of course. What were you doing there? What was your job like on Sunday?
So, I work as a hawker, and nobody knows what that word means. I barely even know what it means before I got the job, but you know the obnoxious people in the bright yellow shirts that walk all over the place screaming food?
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
all
so
the time.
That's what I was doing. I was, it's really a great job. I'm able to be in the first row. I get to watch some of the game, make some money, and it's really fun. That was a great game. I'd never been to a Patriots game before this season. I've been to all 3 home games this year, and that was a great game on Sunday.
And what were you selling as a hawker?
Hot chocolate, which with my luck, it's freezing cold. I get to the stadium, I find out I have hot chocolate. I'm bragging to everybody. 5 minutes before the game starts, temperature goes up 20 degrees. But
yeah. Oh, that's
my luck.
That's, of course, it's just your luck, but must have been a great experience for you at the game anyway.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, and at my experience at Celtics Media Day, switching back over to the Celtics before we wrap up our show, I would just like to say thank you to Jimmy Young and the entire YBA team for allowing me the opportunity to go to Celtics Media Day, which was a great experience for me, getting to go meet all of the Celtics players, talk to them for a while, and just get to see what they were like. Also talk to Kendrick Perkins, as I said, get quoted in some articles, and have a one-on-one with Luke Herringody. A great experience for me, and just some of the great stuff that can happen when you come to YBA and learn how to be a broadcaster.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I was on the phone with Jimmy about an hour before I went for my first shoot. I was talking to him the day I did the tryout. He's just, everybody here is so great. They help a lot. And, make sure you come down, check it out. This is really, it's a good experience. It's a fun experience. Make sure you come down to YBA. And then talk to Barbara. Barbara's really fun to talk to on the phone. So that's going to be it today for Back Talk. For Alex Barth with Max and Zach, that's our story, and we're sticking to it. Have a good night.